social media is their reality.
Yeah, if I'm feeling down, then I'll look on those things and they'll just make it worse.
They have designed their algorithms and their networks exactly to cater to human pathology in its most extreme forms.
I originally set out to make a documentary that explored the possible positive benefits of diminished or controlled social media use. What I actually uncovered was something far, far darker.
Now, talking of balance, in America, you have this one-party state, and overwhelmingly, one or two exceptions in the mainstream, but very few, one-party media. And so it doesn't matter what party you come from. It matters what you are saying and what you stand for. And by that I mean, it matters whether you are supporting the neocon agenda for regime change and taking over countries, or whether you're not. It's nothing to do with left and right, nothing to do with even labels like neocon and progressive. It's whether you are in favor of more American wars of acquisition. And so when Tulsi Gabbard came out, who has a record, she's a politician who represents Hawaii, when she came out and has this record of opposing the imposition of American policy on other countries, she had the absolute audacity to actually go and meet with President Assad in Syria to talk to him, which is what the American government should have been doing all along. But of course, they wanted him out. They didn't want an agreement through diplomacy. No, they wanted him out. So of course, you don't talk to him. You just demonize people. So Tulsi Gabbard has a very, very good record of being against that. So when she announced her decision to run for president, of course, the whole gamut of the one-party state and the one-party media was all over. Her own party was supposed to be progressive. I do love it. Well, progressive in the way they define progressive is not progressive at all, of course. But so they turned on her, and others on the so-called right turned on her. The media turned on her. And this was, I think, a very telling tweet that came from a bloke called Jacob Wohl, W-O-H-L, who says, everyone in the pro-Israel lobby, myself included, is already talking about how to make sure that Tulsi Gabbard's campaign is over before it even gets off the ground. If you're going to bet on a Dem candidate, look elsewhere. So, of course, Israel has an enormous interest, self-interest, in these wars continuing, and regime leaders they don't like being removed. And so the last thing they want is Tulsi Gabbard. And while we are hearing all the time about Russian manipulation of the United States elections, Israel and the absolutely, I mean, I've been researching this a lot now in the last 6-8 months. The network of Israel organizations working as one unit in the United States is staggering. And they are fundamentally influencing politics in the United States and the outcome of politics in the United States. And of course, you get called anti-Semitic if you say that, but I don't give a damn. Call me what you like. I'm after the truth, not a statue. Thank you. And so Tulsi Gabbard is, I don't know all her policies and all her background, but on ending these wars, these neocon wars, and manipulated civil wars, she has been incredibly consistent over a long time and very unpopular through that consistency, because being against war in American politics is not a great career move. So I wish her well in her desires to stand up and speak out about it wherever it may lead her, because someone bloody needs to. And at the same time, within the Democratic Party, which is Tulsi Gabbard's party, of course, we have a guy called Cory Booker announcing that he's going to run for the presidency in 2020. If anyone absolutely personifies everything that is wrong with politics and the current Democratic Party, it is Cory Booker. And Tucker Carlson, the cable news host in America, who's one of the last people left asking the questions that need asking, came out with a memorable description of Cory Booker. He said that Booker was a man so oily he qualifies as an alternative fuel, which is quite amusing, and it has the benefit of actually being true. And classic a Booker situation at the moment. You remember the great furore, the hysteria over the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh as a Supreme Court judge, when an academic lady came out and claimed that he sexually abused her when he, I think it was 15, when he's something like that. And of course, no evidence was produced to support that. But Booker came out and said, "I believe you, and we must not doubt what you say. Kavanaugh must not become a Supreme Court judge," and the implication being he should be prosecuted for what he clearly did. Well, what's happened this week, extraordinary things going on in Virginia. And first of all, the governor of Virginia came out promoting after birth killing of children. And it was extraordinary. I mean, I mentioned last week, about when I was talking about the abortion up to the point of delivery, that it was the next stage is after delivery. Well, he got in there quickly afterwards and said that that's what he was proposing. So that was highly controversial. Then it comes out that he's posed in a picture or something with someone with a black face and a blacked out face and a Ku Klux Klan, someone in Ku Klux Klan uniform, and these ludicrous people with the little eye holes in their bloody white hats. God, it's pathetic. Anyway, there was pressure on him to resign, and at the moment I speak, he's not yet. But then the guy who was supposed to take over from him, if he did resign, was then called out by a female academic saying that he sexually abused her. And I don't know the details. I don't think I really want to know, because it's been pointed out that it's quite gruesome. But anyway, that's what is being claimed. Now, my view on all of these things is innocent till proven guilty. Due process, as they call it. Let's just see what the evidence is. I said that with Kavanaugh, that situation. Does the evidence stand up? It clearly didn't. But what's happening now is Booker and these heart-on-the-sleeve Democrats were asked about this lady's claims, and they've just brushed it aside. They won't even talk about it. He won't even talk about it. Because people as ungenuine, as stunningly ungenuine as Booker, and so many politicians in general, they use people and their situations not out of justice and compassion and fairness, but they use them for political ends. So the lady that accused Kavanaugh was just a political tool for these people to be exploited. And now another lady who is saying basically something very similar about one of their people is brushed aside and ignored because that politically doesn't suit them for what she's saying to come out and be true. The hypocrisy is unbelievable. And what's happened is because politics has degenerated into such a cesspit where more and more politicians are being sucked into this cesspit that Cory Booker has become a poster boy for everything that's wrong in politics, along with people like Nancy Pelosi. I mean, Nancy Pelosi she's Speaker of the House. I doubt she's got two brain cells to rub together. It looks like Booker. It's all posturing. And you know, during that State of the Union address, you had all those Democratic women, congresswomen, sat there dressed in white. And it's like, it's all gesture politics. It's all, look at me, look what a wonderful person I am. Typified by this Alexandria Ocasio lady. What do they call her? AOL. And it's all posturing. And at the time they were sitting there, refusing to applaud when Trump was saying things that were actually of a humanitarian kind. Whether you believe is genuine or not is another thing, but he was saying things that were things that people that are care about humanitarian issues should have been pleased with. They just sat there because it's not about the suffering that people are going through and the deprivation that people are going through. It's about gesture, me, virtue signaling politics. And so while they sat there in their white dresses, posturing, it came out this week that typhus has broken out among the homeless in Los Angeles. Los Angeles and California, a Democrat-dominated state. See, it's not about people anymore. It's not about what's right, what's fair, what's decent. It's all about self-identity, self-obsessed, me, politics. It's absolutely disgusting. And it comes to something when you're the people that are into this posture politics are fated by the system. And people like Tulsi Gabbard, who want to stand up for what's right in terms of military imposition on other countries, she is demonized. And this is the inversion that is so clear to see more and more and more.